Welcome to the Breakdown recorded for September 24th, 2020. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world right now that you probably haven't heard about. Now, if you like these stories and want to learn more about them, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story so you can read about them for yourself. If you want more stories like this, follow me on Twitter. I post a whole bunch of fun stories out there, ones that often I don't think people pay a lot of attention to, and so you can keep up to date. I'll put a link to my Twitter account in the show notes. If you're new here, do me a big favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. It really does help us because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do. And hopefully we can help you discover something new every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, let's dive into it, starting off with Black Friday. Now, we talked earlier about Amazon extending their Black Friday sales starting off early October and running through the traditional holiday buying season always into December. They're doing this because their supply chain is very taxed right now. Even at this point, people are still buying more things like toilet paper, paper towels, cleaning supplies, and more than normal. It's taxing the supply chain. Even food, people are still hoarding a lot of food, putting a supply chain crunch on that. And that means people, plus, slower deliveries due to protections, social distancing and more, means that things don't quite move as fast as they used to. Walmart, Amazon, and more have been very concerned that a big Black Friday sale would crunch their ability to keep their distribution centers rolling as smoothly as they need to. That's why Prime Day hasn't happened yet in the United States, and I'm not sure it's going to happen in the United States, to be honest with you, at least not this year. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But we're coming up so close on Black Friday, it doesn't seem to make sense to do Prime Day now and then in a month and change go do Black Friday. Now, Walmart's confirmed they will also not be doing a huge Black Friday. Now, it doesn't mean there won't be good deals on Black Friday, but they're going to try to spread out their deals to prevent their processing centers from getting overwhelmed. We'll see how that plays out. Now, I expect them to start similar to Amazon, start off in the end of October, run all the way through parts of December, and just stagger the deals as they come out during that period. We'll see how that goes, but this does mean you're going to have to spend a lot more time to keep an eye on these deals. No longer do you have just one or two big days to sift through the hundreds of great deals from different retailers. Now you're going to say, well, this week this deal's here, that deal's there. Next week it's a different one. The week after that, or maybe even day by day. Now, I will be posting great deals on Twitter. I'll probably even be doing some videos about some of the best Black Friday deals right here. But keep in mind, you're going to have to kind of do your little sleuthing, pay a lot of attention. They could be a little harder to find this year than in years past. We'll keep a close eye on it, but 2020 is a weird year, and that means maybe a weird Black Friday holiday shopping season as retailers try to stay afloat. Talked to one person inside the food industry, and he was talking about, food costs are up about 10%. He goes, a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're not doing sales like they typically do. Because he goes, typically we would have a 2 to 3 week of meat in the chain, for example, processed meat and more. Right now we're down to a week, and as we put on the shelves, it goes. If we do a sale, we sell it so quick, we can't do it, so can't honor it because we don't have the product anymore. So they're not doing sales. So it seems like we're still experiencing supply crunches right now compared to previous years. So we'll watch it very closely. But speaking of a pandemic, the vaccine for it. Now, we've heard reports that there will be a 2-shot, I think it's a 2-shot vaccine sometime this year, maybe as early as November, available. Now, Johnson & Johnson says they'll have a single-shot version of this likely in early 2021, maybe as early as January. They are moving into phase 3. They're looking for 60 volunteers to take a vaccine to test out for safety. It's already done all their initial trials for safety and passed. Now they're moving into an expanded trial there. If all goes well, 2021, you may have a single shot, so you only need to get a shot. Still sounds like it will be a rolled out thing. People at the higher risk will get the vaccine first and spread it out from there. But really good news that we are seeing a single shot vaccine, so cutting back the amount of trouble it is to get, coming available. Fingers crossed everything goes well, and we'll have an option very soon to get back to our regular life. Speaking of 2020 crunching things, Chuck E. Cheese is in bankruptcy, and which means they have to ask permission to spend a lot of money, and they're asking for permission to spend $2 million to destroy 7 billion prize tickets. They say that these prize tickets would be worth $9 million in merchandise. They no longer use these tickets, but they're worried if these end up on the black market or somewhere like that, that people may pick them up. They have to honor them if they come in, so they don't want to risk people, digging these out of trash cans and other places or in them on eBay, and then trying to get $9 million worth of prizes. So they're asking for permission to destroy 7 billion ticket prizes, those little paper tickets, by spending $2.3 million to do it. We'll wait and see what the judge says. Likely will be approved because these things have happened where businesses have, for instance, changed the type of tickets, thrown the tickets away. Smart people go to the dumpster, pull them out, and try to cash them in. Well, you didn't actually spend the money to earn those tickets. It's all a negative loss. $9 million would probably put Chuck E. Cheese under right now of a loss. So spending that $2.3 to destroy them is a smart move for them. It's kind of one of those weird things in business. When you're in bankruptcy, you got to prevent things like that from happening. We'll see how it plays out. Well, 2020 is also resolved. This is kind of the 2020 episode, but 2020 has also turned into a year of product name changes. Now, Uncle Ben's rice has been rebranded to Ben's Original. So if you start seeing a Ben's Original product when you're looking for Uncle Ben's, that's the same product, just with a new name. So keep an eye on that. Airbus is busy working on a new type of craft. They have 3 types of crafts that will be fueled by hydrogen and be zero emission craft. So they got a passenger jet plane, a propeller plane, and kind of an experimental looking jet plane that will be for smaller flights. Now these crafts will run on hydrogen and are said to be zero emissions, so very green. It's one of the things that they've been pushed for, is a more green aircraft to fly over the skies that'd be more environmental friendly. And they say they hope that these aircraft will be in general use by 2035. They're already past early testing, early design phases, and they're working to try to get a 100% emission-free aircraft for the airline industry. I'll be interested to see how the cost is versus jet fuel versus hydrogen. Hydrogen has been long talked about as a very easy, cheap, and safe way to even power cars. For a long time, Shell was very close to converting all their gas stations to offer hydrogen so that there'd be a car. Instead, we went more the all-electric route where you charge it. Problem that's a lot slower. Hydrogen is something a lot more like a gas tank. You can just fill your vehicle up instead of having to wait for the trickle charge from a charging port. So we'll see. I always thought hydrogen had a big future. Never played out, but maybe in the airline industry it will. Great news out of Ohio. Operation Safety Net. U.S. Marshals have successfully rescued 35 missing children, very similar to an operation they did down in the South where they rescued a bunch of missing children who were being exploited. They've done the same thing in Ohio. So huge shout out to the U.S. Marshals who are working out there to keep kids and children safe and finding 35 missing children as part of this Operation Safety Net. Very interesting read. Highly recommend you check it out. Sounds like this is something that's happened kind of nationwide. We're just starting to hear about early successes in select areas. Hopefully, other parts of the country will continue to see similar success as we find missing children out there. And lastly, the city of Detroit, who's been struggling financially, has decided it will spend $11.5 million to put speed bumps in. So how many speed bumps do you get for $11.5 million in residential neighborhoods? You get 1,200. That's quite a hefty cost there. So let's kind of real quick do the math on that. I probably should have done it, but let me know. My calculator on my phone, on my tablet here, not popping up when I search for it. So let me know. How much does $11.5 million work out when you spend it for 1,200 speed bumps? To me, that seems really expensive. Even if you're doing the cement ones, you're not doing those rubber ones that get bolted in. That seems crazy expensive. Am I the only one that thinks that's crazy expensive? I love to hear from you, especially from a city who's suffering so hard financially right now. I don't know. Do you think that's a good, well-spent money or not? Flip side, public safety, keeps speeds in neighborhoods down, keeps children safe. I don't know. There's an argument there for it. Let me know what you think. All right, so links in the show notes down below for these stories. Please follow me on Twitter. And if you like these shows, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. We're definitely working, developing more shows like this, doing more interesting things. So hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us as we try to find some of the more interesting news stories out there that you probably haven't heard about. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care, everybody.